This is a quick reminder of what you learned last lesson. You were shown an easy rhythmic three-step approach. The hands are held at chest height and the arms straighten on the first step. This is the smallest arm movement, so it matches up with the smallest step. The ball swings back during the second step. At the top of the backswing, the ball is slightly higher than shoulder level. The arm and the sliding foot come forward at the same time. The bowler is on balance as the ball is being released. The three-step ends with a nice high follow-through. Each step and arm movement flows smoothly from one to another without any stops or hesitations. Before you can begin bowling, you have to remind your body what it learned in the last lesson. This is another form of the one step. Rob stands with his weight on the right foot, left foot slightly ahead. He squats down and holds his balance. He stands up and then slides with his left foot. Notice how he holds his position. The arms are at the side during this drill. In the squat, Rob's back is fairly straight. His left foot doesn't step forward, it slides along the floor. The secret of the drill is that the bowler doesn't stand straight up. It is a 3/4 stand. The back is at an angle and the knees are slightly bent. Watch the class do the curling drill twice and it looks a lot like Rob's. Nice balance, and they hold their finishing position. Watch again. A nice, easy rhythm. However, you can see that Rob has his back at an angle and his knees are slightly bent while the students are standing straight up with no knee bend. The knee bend is an important part of this drill. Take your time and hold the final position for a count of 4. This drill requires a lot of balance, but so does 5-pin bowling, so this is a good way to acquire that quality. This is the same body motion that you have just learned, but now you will add the arm swing. Hands are chest height, arms straighten, back, through. The hands are at chest height. Rob rises during the backswing. He slides as the arm comes forward. Watch carefully. The proper timing is to rise as the arm comes back. Hands at chest height, arms straighten, rise, and through. These students are still standing too straight, but they have the right rhythm. Hands at chest height, arms straighten, rise, and through. Keep your other arm away from your body. Don't try to move too fast. Take your time and hold your position at the end. Each time that you go bowling, you will warm up on the lane by doing the 3-step without a ball. Before major tournaments, you can find bowlers warming up in this way. This 3-step approach with the ball is a lot easier to do if you have reminded your body what you want to do beforehand. You want to find an easy rhythm and keep your balance. Hands at chest level. 1, 2, slide. Away, back, through. Left, right, left. Time to practice. If you do the 3-step well without the ball, it makes it a lot easier to do it well with the ball. 5-pin bowlers look at targets on the lane that look like triangles. These are called arrows, and the idea of using them to knock down the pins is called spot bowling. Almost all of the top 5-pin bowlers are spot bowlers. These are the pins, the head pin in the middle, the 3 pins on either side, and the corner pins on the ends. You may naturally assume that if you are trying to knock down the pins, then you would look at them. Some people do, but it is not as accurate as using the arrows on the lane. This graphic highlights some of the more important markings on the lane, the dots on the approach, and especially the center arrow. The distance from the foul line to the head pin is 60 feet. The distance from the foul line to the center arrow is only 15 feet. The head pin, the center arrow, and the middle dots on the approach are all on the same board. This makes using the center arrow a good guide for throwing the ball up the middle of the lane. This line is the path that the ball would follow in order to hit the head pin. A vital part of spot bowling is using the dots on the approach to position the bowler consistently in the same place from one ball to the next. In this example, Jennifer has the edge of her right foot on the board that is in the center of the lane. The dot on the approach allows her to find this spot all the time. This is a different starting position. It is only one board over, but that one board can make a difference. You will begin by standing in the center of the approach along this center line. It positions the arm in a line with the middle pin, and for a bowler with a straight ball, it makes it relatively easy to hit the middle. If the ball is not straight, that will be covered in another lesson. While you will be starting along this line, you will not necessarily be starting as far back from the foul line as Jennifer does. Jennifer stands on one side of the dots, while Rob starts on the other side of the dots as he takes smaller steps to reach the foul line. Take a look at Jennifer's eyes as she gets up on the approach. She looks down to find the same place on the approach each time. She is well positioned to use her follow-through. Watch again. Standing in the proper place is vital to being a consistent bowler. Jennifer moves straight down the approach and follows through to the arrow. There are 3 main reasons to spot bowl. The center arrow is closer than the pins, it's easier to hit, and it's on the same board as the head pin, which makes it a good guide for throwing the ball up the middle of the lane. Spot bowling is more accurate than pin bowling, and it is more consistent. When spot bowling, you want to follow through with your arm swinging through the center arrow up the middle of the lane. Standing along this line and throwing the ball at the center arrow works well if you throw a straight ball. When you throw a ball, notice whether it travels in a straight line or whether its path to the pins bends to the left, or whether the path bends to the right. Watch the arrow as the ball rolls over it. Bowl without pins to start. When they are added, hold your follow-through up until the ball has hit the pins.